Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin. Today we're doing a fun little reading vlog. If you don't know, I am getting married here very soon. I'm getting married on Halloween, and I thought it would be really fun to read like horror, thriller, disastrous marriage wedding books in preparation for my wedding. I think it's just gonna be so silly and so fun and kind of on brand for the books and like the theme of my channel, but also incorporating something that's happening in my life and like a big change. It's not really that big of a change. We've been together almost 12 years, so getting married really isn't that, I mean, it's big, but it doesn't change our relationship too much. But anyways, whatever. We've been together a very long time. I just feel like this will be a silly little fun reading vlog to do and to incorporate like some wedding relationship stuff in the video, just to make it a little bit more fun. I have these physical books that I will be reading in the vlog, but I also have a few books from Kindle Unlimited / Libby that I'm going to try to incorporate as well. So we've got a stack of reads for this video, and I'm hoping that I like them or that they're fun and entertaining. I don't know, but either way, I hope this is super fun. I hope it's a silly little vlog idea that you all enjoy. If you do, let me know in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. But otherwise, I think that's enough chit-chatting, and we can just get on to the reading and the talking about books. So yeah, I'll see you in the next few minutes. Reading about marriages. Bad marriages.
Oh no.
Yeah. Says she thought she'd found her happy ending. She was wrong. That's me. I'm the main character. Wait, no. The main character is a friend. Just kidding. I think. Hello, I'm here to film an update, and honestly, I should have filmed this update like 12 hours ago. I'm really late to the party. I don't know. I got distracted. I also stayed up all night because I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back in a good way. And so I stayed up all night to make myself tired, but then I ended up falling asleep, and I slept for like 5 hours, and when I woke up, I had therapy, and then it was just, I don't know, whatever. I haven't filmed the check-in. I did finish The Bride, and I should know better by now. Like, I have had such bad luck with thrillers for the last 8 to 16 months. That's a really weird way to put it, but I feel like I have had such bad luck with them, and I've hated like every thriller I've read, or they just become really mediocre feeling. So I found this one, and of course I'm reading like wedding stuff because I thought it was funny. And this one says it's a twisty and completely gripping psychological thriller. So I was like, oh, okay, I haven't read a good psychological thriller in so long. And on the back, it says it's perfect for fans of The Girl on the Train, Gone Girl, and anything by Lisa Jewell. Which, if you know me, I love Lisa Jewell. So I was like, this should be a home run or a really good contender for me to like it. This book is so short. It's like 280 pages. Tell me why it felt like 680 pages, because I was so done with it by 20 pages in. Did I force myself to finish it? Yes, I did, because it's short. Enough of that, let me just tell you what this book is about. We're following the main character, Alice, and her life is kind of falling apart at the moment. She just lost her job, and her and her her and her fiance are having issues, and so their relationship is like really rocky right now. And she gets this text from her basically childhood best friend, Joanna, saying, oh my god, I've met this incredible man, we're getting married, I want you to meet him, you should come meet him because we've only known each other a month, but like this is it, I want you to, you know, put your best friend's stamp of approval on him. And so Alice does. She drops everything, like her crazy upside down life, and goes to visit Joanna. And when she arrives at the apartment, she finds her friend's fiance, Mark, there, but Joanna isn't. I think the problem I had with this is when you're reading a thriller or a horror, because sometimes both of them, you really need to suspend your disbelief. And I'm okay with doing that. I don't mind suspending my disbelief. I think it's part of the fun. I don't know, I feel like if you don't suspend your disbelief, then it's just gonna be so glaringly obvious that this book is fiction. Whereas if you can suspend your disbelief a little bit, it does root you into some realism, and it makes the book a little bit more you know, suspenseful and thrilling and scary, right? So I don't mind going a little bit for the book and saying, okay, let me suspend my disbelief, let me give you the benefit of the doubt, whatever. The main character is so freaking stupid. Like, and I am someone who tries not to judge main characters on what they do. Like, I try not to judge their actions, because I know that if I was in that situation, I might not know what I would do. So I try to give them some grace. I try to allow some room, right? But I'm sorry, you cannot convince me that this woman decides to do what she does in this book. I'm sorry, given the circumstances, what she's given and what she's seeing at face value, that she does not turn her tail and skedaddle. I'm sorry. I think this is insane. Like, I actually don't believe any of this. Like, it feels so unbelievable that it just made me roll my eyes while I was reading it. I was like, you are joking. Someone cannot be this stupid. Like, they can't. There's also this weird addition where the main character has claustrophobia, and I think she's also afraid of the dark. I'm not saying that claustrophobia and being afraid of the dark is childish, but I do feel like this main character was written very childlike, and I can't even tell how old she is. I mean, I would assume like late 20s, early to mid 30s, like that's where I'm going. I really don't know, because I don't even know if they said, but she is written so childlike that the fear of the dark and the claustrophobia feels so silly and laughable, which I don't think those things are silly or laughable, but in this context it did feel like that, because it felt like she was a 17-year-old instead of a grown woman. I don't know, this book, it was not for me. I do feel like I won't remember this in another 12 hours, because before I sat down to film this check-in, I was sitting here going, wait, what what happened in this book? And I had just finished it like a few hours ago. Okay, not a few hours ago, maybe like 10 hours ago. So come on, give me another like half a day and I will not remember this book. It will just poof, be gone from my memory. Like it will be erased, no more. So predictably lame in my opinion. I'm giving it 2 stars and I just need to I need to break up with thrillers apparently, because me and thrillers, we are not friends any longer. So I'm gonna go with a horror next. I believe this is a novella, I think. I'm gonna read The Venue by TJ Payne. This is on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm gonna read it on my Kindle. I believe it's about a wedding, and I think there's like blood on the cover or something. And I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's like a fun novella, so I'm excited to read that next. We have been playing Resident Evil 4 and Silent Hill F just recently, so we've been playing video games. Well, I say we, Justin's doing the playing, I'm sitting there and like helping out with puzzles and like reading documents and stuff like that. I'm not actually playing because I'm not good at video games, especially games like that, but I'm watching and like participating on the sidelines while he plays the game. So we've been doing that, and I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe a show, a documentary. I don't know what we're gonna do. So I'll update you on the reading here shortly, hopefully. I hope I read it quick. But yeah, that's it for right now. Nothing exciting, but we have room to read exciting books in this vlog. This is just the first one. So it's okay that this one's a little a little bit of a negative review. So fingers crossed the next one's better, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so I just finished The Venue. I was reading it on my Kindle. It's on Kindle Unlimited. And I just finished it. I really could have finished it earlier, but I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really having a good time while I was reading this book. I know so many people like it, and I understand why people like it. It's a survival horror story. It has Ready or Not vibes. I feel like if you liked Guillotine by Delilah S. Dawson, you would also probably enjoy this kind of book. So in this story, it's a novella, so it's only 250-ish pages, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter, I don't really remember. But we are following the main character, Amy, and she has recently broke up with her girlfriend Mariko, and they're staying friends because they really enjoy each other's presence. So Mariko is going with Amy to attend this guy's wedding. Now, Amy and Caleb were childhood friends and they kind of like grew up together, but I guess they drifted apart during high school. So she hasn't heard from him in a really, really long time, but he's getting married to his fiancée Lilith, and they're inviting all these people to this all expense paid wedding to, I think, like the Alps or something like that. And Mariko is going to attend with Amy, and Amy's parents are also invited. But this isn't a regular wedding, okay? It's not a regular wedding. They're in for a little surprise when they get there. I don't really know how to explain why I don't like this book. I just found it to be really formulaic. I think if you have read a book similar to this, it's like every other book that's like it. It doesn't do anything unique in my opinion, or anything that really stands out. I think some of the kills are interesting enough. Like it's a bloody book. A lot of people are just getting like killed off really, really, really quick. So there's a lot of like deaths. So if you're not like into like gory books like that, I probably wouldn't suggest it, because there is a lot of blood and just like bludgeoning and, you know, murder. So I mean, it wasn't exciting. It just didn't do anything for me. It wasn't intriguing. I think a lot of what let me down is the characters. I feel like Amy and Mariko are good enough characters, but I don't know anything about them. Like, I wasn't connected to them. I didn't really care if they lived or died. I wasn't like rooting for them. I was just kind of like, okay, you're either gonna survive or you're not, you know? And then I feel like Caleb and Lilith, their motivations for doing what they're doing is just so lackluster. They feel like kids. They just feel so young and childish. Like, the reasoning for some of the people showing up and why they're doing what they're doing, they're like, you hurt my feelings and therefore I want revenge. It just feels like petty high school BS. It doesn't feel like real true trauma-based revenge. It just feels like, I don't like you. I don't like you, and I just want you dead. And like, if that's all that it takes for you to enjoy a book, that's fine. I just felt like I don't understand why Amy was there, or her parents. I don't really get it. Mariko's just her plus one, so I mean, she's just tagging along. But Amy's, like, why was Amy and her parents there? I just don't understand. I don't get the rationale. I don't get the mindset. I don't understand. And for me, that bothers me, because when I'm reading like a revenge, or when I'm reading about characters getting revenge, I want to like feel why they're upset. I don't want to just be like, okay, so this is stupid. If you like books where the rich people are just doing really dumb rich people stuff, you might like it. But I mean, I was over it. It didn't hold my attention. I was just like, okay. So I'm giving it a 2.5. It sounds so bad. The last two books I haven't liked, and I'm gonna be honest, this next one I also don't think I'm gonna like. This is Wedding Day Massacre by Erin Beauregard. I know Erin Beauregard is a extreme horror author, and I have a very picky I'm just very picky about extreme horror. I don't like reading shock for the sake of shock. I like it to have a plot. I want it to be disturbing, but I need it to be well done. I don't want just like, here's a brutal animal death just to shock you. I don't want to read about like poop and pee and like vomit just to disgust me. I just want something well thought out, and I want it to, you know, push the boundaries, but in a well executed way. I'm just not expecting myself to like this. I haven't heard much about this author, so I don't know anything about them, but I do know about their book called Playground or whatever, and I think that one's pretty brutal, because just like a lot of kids die in it or something like that, and it's just like really messed up in that way. So I've seen really mixed reviews, so I don't think I'm going to have a good time. I could see myself DNFing this, especially if I don't feel like it's doing anything for me. Now, I might actually enjoy it. It might be fun, so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to say too much. It looks short, but I will probably DNF this if I start it and it's just like, I don't know. I just don't want to read just straight shock value. I want a plot to actually get me. Now, I do expect people, this is really graphic. I don't know if YouTube's even gonna let me show this. Whoops. I just don't know what to expect. I'm just assuming it's a lot of people are just gonna die. So I feel like it's gonna be the same as The Venue, where I'm just gonna see a lot of death, but I hope this actually has like some kind of plot and it's interesting and does something. Otherwise, I will DNF this. I don't even know why I'm including in this vlog, but I'm trying to include a bunch of different kinds of wedding Disastrous Wedding marriage books just for fun. So I am going to give it a try because you never know, but I don't have high hopes for it. I really don't. So this one will probably go up on Pango really fast. But as for what we're doing, we're about to eat dinner. We've just been watching YouTube a lot today. We were watching Markiplier, if you know anything about like gaming YouTube. We're watching Markiplier and that's been fun, and Justin was playing Resident Evil 4 the remake and that's been fun while I was reading. So we've just been doing that. Nothing like hardcore. But we might watch games again. I don't know. I just want to like chill and eat dinner and like relax. I kind of want to color. I might either color tonight or tomorrow because I really just want to like relax. I'm just like really tired. I'll probably do that. I also need to do some wedding purchases. I need to buy some makeup for the wedding that I need to get. I'm looking at eyeshadow palettes that I want to get for my wedding day look. So yeah, that's probably all I'm doing. Really exciting stuff, I know. But yeah, I will update you on this, and then hopefully after this one we'll get to some books that I'm actually really interested in and excited to read. Like, why are you making it sexual when her chat's dying? I'm just like, oh my god, it's so stupid. Okay, yep. I'm done. No, thank you. That's it. Alright, so I was in fact correct. I am DNFing Wedding Day Massacre. I made it 115 pages, which actually is pretty far. I'm pretty impressed with how long I decided to keep going with this book. As for the plot, I mean, it's not that intense of a plot. It's this woman named Taylor and this man named Sebastian. They're getting married and they invite all these people. Their wedding day turns out to be a massacre, right? A bunch of death, gore, blah, blah, blah. I think I just don't like extreme horror. I find it to be most of the times just really badly done and just not very good. And I know that's a super unpopular opinion. Like, people love extreme horror, which is totally fair and they're right. I was telling Justin the way I think about extreme horror, and I don't mean this as an insult, okay? So just hear me out for a second before you think I'm being mean. I think of extreme horror as the reality TV show version of the horror genre, okay? Reality TV is really stupid. It's not well done most of the time. It makes your brain feel like mush. I mean, like, you know, it's more entertainment based. It's just like, it's just not good. And I say this as someone who loves reality TV, okay? Like, it's trash TV, right? I love it. I love reality TV. I eat it up, okay? Do I think it's actually good? No. I just enjoy it. I have fun. It's something I can turn my brain off to, and it's just like a silly, goofy time. Now, I think that's how I view extreme horror, is I just don't think it's very good. I think it's badly done. I think it's trashy. I think it's just like turn off your brain and enjoy, I guess. I mean, it's not for me, but that's what I equate it to, okay? And like every reality TV show isn't for me, I find that extreme horror just isn't for me. I don't have a good time while reading it. I think that there are things I enjoy about extreme horror, and I don't mind blood, I don't mind gore. That doesn't bother me. What I think bothers me is the writing being so bad, the plot being not well thought out, or maybe not well thought out, but just not the main attraction, because I do like plot-based stories, and I do feel like the plot takes a back seat a lot of times in extreme horror because it's focused on the extreme nature and less on actual plot sometimes. And I think also I just like don't understand why there has to be like poop and pee and vomit in these books. Like, I understand that with the world of extreme horror, everything is pushed to the max, but it just feels so stupid. Like, being gross, that's not scary to me. And I know horror doesn't have to be scary, okay? To be horror, it does not have to be scary. But when I read horror, I am always looking forward to being scared. That is always like my main goal. I'm trying to scare myself. I want to see if I can get scared. For extreme horror, it's more about grossing people out. It's more about being edgy. It's more about, you know, pushing boundaries. And that stuff doesn't scare me. It just is annoying to read. Like, I don't want to be grossed out or disgusted. I want to be disturbed, but like mentally disturbed, not like my stomach being disturbed and wanting to throw up, I guess, if that makes sense. I wasn't having a good time while I was reading it. It was just kind of gross. If I'm reading an extreme horror book and it's just more gross than scary or like horrific in my opinion, then I just don't care. My brain just turns off because it's not something I want to read. This book also uses the R word a lot. Like a lot. This book was, I guess, written in 2021. Yeah, it says 2021 on here. And something that bothers me is Taylor, one of the main characters, the one that's getting married, her brother has a disability, a mental disability, and I'm pretty sure the dad refers to it as the R word. Not even a medical term anymore. It hasn't been for a while. So I was a little shocked by that. I know that language is going to be a way that authors try to push boundaries, so I'm not shocked. The F slur was also used quite a bit, I think like 2 or 3 times. So I don't like reading those words, to be honest. It just feels pointless. It just feels like shock for the sake of shock, which I have said so many times. I don't like reading extreme horror when it's just shock value. I feel like that is such a cop-out, and it's such an easy way to label yourself extreme. Now, if you are watching the B-roll and you want to know why I DNF'd, I will slightly spoil things. You'll see on the screen the word spoiler. When I'm done talking about spoilers, it'll go away. So just skip ahead until you don't see it anymore. But yeah, so if you want to know why I DNF'd, yeah, because the wedding's already happening. So the new wife, Taylor, she is forced to give a blowjob to her disabled brother, and honestly, I was out. I just didn't want to read about that. Like, it was just really gross, and honestly, not the type of story or things I want to read about. So I was just like, nah, tapping out. Thank you so much. I'm done. So yeah, unfortunately, this did not work for me. I'm not shocked. Like I said, I'm very picky with extreme horror. I only like certain books, and I found very few extreme horror books that I actually like. So I'm not shocked by this in the slightest, because I have heard things about Aaron Beauregard's other books, like Playground and The Slob or whatever. So he's probably not an author for me. I probably won't read anything else by this author. I didn't like this book, so I'm just gonna DNF here. Not quite what I like reading, not the horror that I tend to enjoy. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break from reading because we've had 3 disappointing books back to back, which sucks. I'm gonna color a bit while we do other things, but the next book I'm gonna read, I think I have 3 books that I have checked out from Libby, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to read all 3 in this vlog, so I'm gonna read like the first chapter of each of them and see which one strikes my fancy, which one tickles my brain, gets me excited, and makes me want to read it, and that'll be the next one I read. So I will update you sometime soon. Okay, so it's been a hot minute since I've updated the vlog. I have wet hair because I just got out of the shower. Actually, it's kind of dry-ish, so it might just look a little frizzy, like it always does when I am air drying it. But anyways, it's been a while since I've updated. You probably saw the B-roll that I included. We had a long day today. We ended up having to drive up to the beach, like the seaside area, because we are getting married on the beach, and when you get married you have to get a marriage license in the area that you're getting married at. So we had to drive 2 hours to the place to get our marriage license and then drive back, and it's been such a long day. It was gorgeous scenery while we were driving, but the route we took to the beach area, oh my god, it was so windy, and it was the craziest path, and both Justin and I were like, oh my god, I never want to do this again. This path is so bad. The ride back was much more smooth, but holy crap, it was just a long day. We spent like such a long time driving, because just to the area was 2 hours, and then back was 2 hours, but then we also had to drive to my mom's house because she was babysitting Letty, so that was like a 45-minute drive. So it was just a really long day where the majority of it was spent inside the car. We did eat at a really nice Mexican restaurant. It was really good, so at least we got some good food, but oh my gosh, it was just such a long day. That's what all the B-roll was. But as for reading, I did attempt to try the first I did read the first chapter of all 3 books. The first one I read was You May Now Kill the Bride. I think I read the first 2-ish chapters, and I wasn't really feeling it. The plot wasn't really grabbing me. To be fair, I didn't really read anything about the book. I just read the first few chapters, and from what I can gather is it's a bunch of friends that are on this bachelorette trip, and I don't know, the writing was kind of weird because it was jumping from one woman to the next woman, and sometimes I couldn't tell who we were following and like who they were, and it just got really confusing, and I just wasn't really interested in reading about a bachelorette trip. It just didn't really sound that exciting to me, and it probably wasn't all going to be the bachelorette trip. I'm sure it was going to be more, but I don't know, I couldn't even tell that these women were like friends, and I don't know, I don't know, it was just one of those books where I was like, why are we all in one group if we don't all like each other, kind of thing. So I quickly decided to scrap that one. The second book, I can't even remember what it was called. I'm gonna have to look it up on Libby real quick because I actually don't remember the other book. The Wedding Night. Okay, so that was about this couple who canceled their wedding, and all the like guests were pretty much annoyed because they were looking forward to this vacation that they had taken time off and put money into, and one of the friends emailed the other friends. I'm assuming it was just like close friends. I think it was just like 5 or so people. It wasn't like a bunch of people, but one of the people in the group messaged everyone else and was like, we should just take the trip anyways, even though they're canceling the wedding, because we all need this vacation. We already have the time off, so let's just take it. I don't know, that wasn't grabbing me either. The writing was really weird. I felt like there were a lot of really long sentences. Like, I felt like they were really, I don't know, I felt like run-on sentences. Like every other sentence was a run-on sentence, and I was like, why are these sentences so long? And I just wasn't really interested in the plot. So I was like, okay, so we hope for the best with the third book, and this is Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. And I was like, I don't know, this doesn't really sound like it's gonna be for me. I'm really picky with thrillers lately. I haven't read anything from this author before. I've seen a lot of people not like this book, and honestly, I probably shouldn't like this book because the plot is centered around something that I absolutely hate in books. So the main character, Abigail, she goes to her bachelorette weekend with her friends, and she ends up having an affair with this random guy who she doesn't even know his name. And they have this like one night, one time thing. So she moves past it, she gets married, she's like, it's over, I'm in love with my husband, blah, 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 blah. And then on her honeymoon, he's there, the one night stand guy. And she's like, what? Why are you here? And it's just kind of like really bizarre. And I hate books about cheating. It's like one of those things. It's like all thrillers love to have cheating in there sometimes, or like if a character has this secret, it's like, I've been having an affair. It's like, oh my god, I hate cheating in a plot. It's just aggravating to me. So I didn't think I was gonna like this book, but it's reading really, really quickly. I think I'm 52-ish%. I'm reading on my Kindle, of course. That's why I have the cover up here or over here. I'm reading on my Kindle, so I think that's also why it's kind of reading pretty fast, because I do feel like I read much faster on my Kindle. So yeah, I feel like I'm speeding through it. I do feel like where I'm at in the book now, it's taken a turn, because I'm like, wait, this isn't really what the book, I feel like the book is going in a different direction that I didn't expect it to, and I'm kind of intrigued now. I'm into the book. I think the main character, Abigail, is an idiot. I think her husband, also something, I don't like him. I don't really like her husband either. I don't like their relationship, because to me, it's like, if you're having an affair on your bachelorette trip, you probably shouldn't be marrying the person you're gonna marry, but that's just me. So I don't really like their relationship. I think everyone's just really dumb in this story, but it's not aggravating me. It is kind of fun and stupid and silly. It's like one of those thrillers that I'm not taking like super serious. I'm just reading it for like entertainment. Like, I don't think it's good, but it's not making me want to claw my eyes out. So if it keeps this up and it keeps, you know, intriguing me, I might actually have a great time. But yeah, so that's how our day was. It was so long. I'm so tired. I'm probably gonna have an early night because I'm just body tired. I hate driving, and so it was just a long time to be in the car. So I'm so happy I'm home and we can just relax. But yeah, I will check in sometime. I don't know. I don't have anything going on in the next day, so I'll probably check in tomorrow and have this finished. Every Vow You Break will probably be done by then, and I can tell you my full final thoughts on it. I did end up finishing Every Vow You Break. I'm gonna give it a 3. I don't know, it was a really fast, like, quick thriller, and it did hold my attention for the most part, but I just feel like it was nothing super mind-blowing. I don't love cheating plots. I don't like when the plot has cheating as such like a main plot point. I feel like the twists it started taking halfway through, I was intrigued at first. I think I told you, I was like, ooh, but then when it was revealed, I was like, this is dumb. So then I was just kind of like, alright, I'm not that interested, and I just wanted to see it end at that point. So it was fine. I don't think it was the worst thriller I've ever read. I was able to read it and finish it, but it was okay. I've heard good things about that author, but I don't know if people really like that particular book. I know there's another book by him that I've been recommended a lot, but I haven't read, so maybe I'll give the author another try later. But I am kind of tired of reading these wedding books where the couple just shouldn't get married. I feel like so many of the books I've been reading, it's like, why are these people getting married? What? Like, if you have this many doubts, or you guys don't actually like each other, what is the point? Why are we getting married? What is this? I will say, if anything, these books are making me very grateful that I am marrying someone who I genuinely love and enjoy the company of, and I want to spend time with them. So at least these books are making me realize the good that I have. That's pretty much it. But we're on to the next book. I'm actually halfway through this book. This is Where the Dead Brides Gather by Nuzo Ono, and I was very excited to read this one. I got it in a box of stories box that they sent to me to unbox on my channel, so this was like a gifted book. But I've heard good things about this author. She's referenced as the queen of African horror, so I was really looking forward to this one. In this story, we're following the main character, who I believe is 11 years old, and she suffers from nightmares. She has these really, like, crazy, horrific nightmares. She wakes up screaming. It's like really bad. And she wakes up one night in front of her cousin's room, and her cousin is about to be married. I think her wedding's like the next day, and she's confronted by this ghost bride. And well, this ghost bride is attacking her because she wants to get to the main character's cousin who's getting married. And the main character ends up getting possessed to fight off this ghost bride, okay? And as this event occurs, she realizes that she has this gift of fighting off evil ghost brides and protecting brides before they get married, like real brides. Like before their weddings, she protects them from the ghost brides who are trying to attack and like infiltrate. And then she ends up getting sent to the realm of dead brides, which is kind of where I'm at now. She's just been there and some things have occurred there. I'm not really in love with this book. It's a very easy read in the sense that it's going pretty quickly and I feel like I'll finish it pretty soon here, but I'm not really enjoying the book. This feels more fantasy with a little bit of horror thrown in, because there is ghosts, you know, supernatural entities, and there is a element of possession. It's a very different kind of possession than I've seen. So it is interesting in that way, and it does have horror elements, but I do feel like most of the book is more fantasy, dark fairy tale-esque. I really don't like the main character, and I don't think she's a bad main character. I think it's because she's so young. She's 11 and being inside her mind is very frustrating. And there's a lot of like religious elements, like in the mind of our 11-year-old, she always is just like, oh, Mother Mary, protect, like she just like is always crying out to Mother Mary, and there is just this element of religion throughout. So I don't really love that because it just feels like tacked on. It feels weird to me. It just doesn't feel like it meshes with the rest of the story. I just feel like some of the language is very outdated, and this was published in 2024, so some of the language used is just very outdated towards certain people, and it's confusing to me because I don't really know why it's written like this. It just feels really bizarre for a book coming out in 2024 to have certain words being used. So that's a little I don't know. I'm just not having a great time. It's interesting. It is an interesting idea, and I think the plot is unique, and I do feel like it's interesting enough, but I'm not enjoying the reading experience or the plot. I do feel like the writing is a little clunky as well. Some of the sentences just feel oddly stitched together, and it just doesn't really flow in a way that I would like to read, or it kind of takes me out of the reading. So I'm not loving this, unfortunately. I really had high hopes for this one, but I'm not loving it. I think I have 100-ish pages maybe. Okay, like 120 pages. I think I have 120 pages left. So I'm gonna finish that, and then we'll be on to our last book. So hopefully we have one more chance to get a good book in this reading vlog. But I thought I would show you some of the books that I recently got, some of the purchases I've gotten in the mail, because I don't know if you guys are interested in this kind of stuff, but a lot of you said you wanted me to talk a little bit more about other things besides books in my vlogs. So I was like, okay, I can do that. So I recently got my aardvark for the month. I'm so excited for this month. I got One Bad Night and Other Stories, which is an aardvark like exclusive. This is Aardvark's first like published book under their name, which I think is really cool. It has a lot of awesome authors in here, like Rachel Harrison, S.A. Barnes, Stephen Graham Jones, Kylie Lee Baker, Dale Sandine. I mean, there's some good authors in here, so I'm very excited. The cover is really cool. I picked up All of Us Murderers by K.J. Charles, which is a queer like murder mystery, maybe like gothic murder mystery. I really liked the cover, so I went with that one. And then I got The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre by Philip Berkossi, which I'm also really excited about because I loved Boys in the Valley by this author. So I'm hoping that I'll really like this. It's a slasher, but I'm pretty sure it's like a slasher at a retirement home. So yeah, I think this will be lots of fun. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. And the bookmarks for this month are so cute. I don't even know if you can see them. They're so cute for this month. Ah, I love it. So cute. And then I got sent 2 books by Vintage Books. I got Bright I Burn by Molly Aitken. I don't know if that's how you say this author's name, but this is about an Irish witch, I believe. Like Irish witches. And then I got Tiffany McDaniel's On the Savage Side. This is the paperback edition. And I haven't read anything from Tiffany McDaniel yet. And I've heard great things about this author, so I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. Also, I've been doing a reading journal this year. This is my reading journal for 2025. I got it from Archer and Olive, and I'm having a lot of fun doing a reading journal. It's been a journey. I feel like I've finally gotten the hang of it, kind of. I mean, I'm not like great at it, but I feel like I've finally gotten to like a point where I like what I'm doing, and I feel like, you know, I have a sort of setup that I like. So I bought my new reading journal for 2026, and I went with the Archer and Olive Halloween box that they did this year, I guess. Which came with a lot of stuff. It's got like special papers, and I think I got like markers and stuff in it, but this is the journal. Like, look at how cute this is. Like, it's so fancy. So this is the journal I got for 2026. And I love it. It's so cute with like the moon. I have a very moon thing going on, I guess, because my last one was too. So I'm really obsessed with that. And I also got some acrylic markers from them to go along with these journaling brush markers I already use from Ohuhu, but these are just those ones that you have to like shake and press down on and whatever, but I got a set of those too. So I'm very excited for my journaling for 2026. Hopefully more of my style and I get better at it, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not like great at it right now, but I'd like to get better at it. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd share all of that stuff with you in case you guys wanted to see. So I'll check in when I finish this up. So I finished Where the Dead Brides Gather, and I'm honestly so disappointed in this book. I really thought I was going to love it. I'm probably gonna give it 2.5 stars. This is not what I was expecting at all. I was about 50% of the way through when I checked in last time. So after our main character leaves the realm of the dead brides, everything that happened in the beginning feels like poof, gone, disappears. Like, it feels like a different book, because the second half of the book is more focused on the family dynamic and how they feel about the main character with her new abilities and her new special powers, and kind of how isolated she becomes because the family is so scared of her, but also like they just don't want to be around her. So it's mostly just the family and the interactions they all have, and it's so boring because I feel like the previous plot that it started doing yes? Are you whining? Can I finish this clip and then I'll give you all the attention that you want? Okay? Okay, thank you. So I feel like the previous plot that it started with it just goes away, and then it's not really the same story, and it has nothing to do with dead brides or her powers and her new role with the dead brides. Like, it has nothing to do with that. And then at the very end, it like comes back into play, and it just felt very weird. Like I said, it feels more fantasy with like a splish splash of horror elements in there. I think it would have been better as a novella, which is weird because it's not really that long, but I just don't think the second half of the book was really necessary, or at least it didn't need to be that long. Maybe a little bit of that, and then we could have just had it end. I don't know. I was really disappointed by this. I didn't love it. I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. Did not vibe with this, which I'm really sad. I'll have to give this author another chance with a different kind of book. I just don't think this was for me. The cover is absolutely stunning though, so I'm sad that I didn't love the story as much. That means we're on to the last and final book for this vlog, and we have yet to have anything above a 3. Oh my god, we have had nothing above a 3-star. I'm pretty sure the highest rated book in this vlog has been a 3. So I'm holding out for a 4-star. That would be great. This is the one that I'm the most looking forward to. It's the reason I decided to do this vlog, and is Mayhem at a Halloween Wedding by Emmeline Duncan. This is a Halloween bookshop mystery. It looks like it's gonna be really fun and cozy and cute. It takes place in Oregon. This is made for me, so like I'm hoping that I just eat this up and it's gonna be a fun, cute time. Very short, should be an easy, quick read. So everyone cross your fingers and your toes, and well, I was gonna say any other body parts, but that sounds weird, so maybe just fingers and toes, and hope that I like this. It also has a dog on the cover, okay? So Letty, dogs, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm holding out hope. So I'm going to read this next, and we're currently watching Love is Blind, which also feels on theme because it's about getting married and it's a reality dating show, so I feel like, you know, it matches the theme of the vlog. So what I'm doing, that's what I'm up to, and I'll check in, hopefully telling you how much I love this book. So I'll see you then. Oh, are you done with me? Was it because I wasn't paying enough attention to you? I'm very sorry. Alright, so I finished Mayhem at a Halloween Wedding. This was a really, really quick read. It took me one sitting, so it was a really easy, like, lighthearted, well, kind of lighthearted read that was just really kind of, like, quick, and it didn't take a lot of brain power or anything. I did realize while I started reading this book that this is the second book in a series. I guess I should have known that when it said a Halloween bookshop mystery on the front, but I thought this might be like, I don't know. I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention, okay? I didn't know. But, so I did read this without reading the first book. I will say that I don't think it was that big of a deal, but it does reference a lot of things that happened in the first book, or what I'm assuming happened in the first book. But you can draw conclusions and figure out what it's talking about. Like, I don't feel like I missed out on a whole lot of information and it was too hard to follow or anything like that. So while I wouldn't say that this can be read as a standalone, I did do that, and it wasn't that detrimental to my reading experience. This is about the main character. What's her name? Oh, Bailey. So this is about the main character, Bailey, and she owns this bookstore in this really small, cute town in Oregon, and they celebrate Halloween all year round because I believe a movie was filmed there, like a Halloween movie, and they have just kind of made it the town's thing. It really reminds me of St. Helens in Oregon because that's where Halloween Town was filmed, and you can go see Halloween Town there. So I do feel like that was kind of referencing St. Helens a bit. But anyways, Bailey owns this bookstore, and her friend Raven is getting married, and she's going to have a Halloween themed wedding. And so Bailey is helping plan it and helping Raven get stuff done. And a lot of the bridesmaids are having some tension. Not everyone's getting along. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of just like bickering, like just like getting mad at each other. I feel like they're not all really friends. They're just there for Raven. So they have a lot of tension in the group. And someone ends up dead, which is obviously hindering the wedding, but also death. So Bailey ends up taking on the case to try and figure out what is going on. I loved the setting. I thought that was really cute. Like I said, it reminded me of St. Helens, so I like that it took place in Oregon because I was familiar with a lot of the places they were talking about and things that they were saying, so I really liked that. I think the setting was really cute, a town that's very Halloween all year round. The names of the stores are really cute. Everything's just kind of spooky. It was cute. I liked the setting. I think that, and this could be because I did not read the first book, so this could be all my fault, but there were a lot of characters. I mean, so many characters in this book, and I had no idea who half of them were. And they would reference them and they'd be like, oh, there's so-and-so who owns this place, and I'm like, okay. And then you don't hear from them for like 50 pages and then they'll pop up again and I'm like, who's that person? What did they do? Are they important? Am I supposed to know them? So there were a lot of characters that felt unnecessary to the plot. Like, I don't really know why they were there except to just show that, you know, this is a town and there are people living in the town and people own businesses and stuff like that. So I don't know if it was just like that, or I don't know. I felt like just too many people to keep track of, and a lot of them I didn't need to keep track of because they had no purpose. Like I said, a lot of the characters don't like each other, so it's a lot of just like arguing and bickering and picking at each other and calling each other names and being rude and hostile, and it's just like, oh my god, like I hate reading that. Like, I know this is a wedding, but why would you invite so many people who can't get along? And I know that that's like a thing that people have to invite all these people to their wedding and not all of them get along, but I just feel like that's not healthy. I just don't think that's a good idea. Like, I'm sorry, if I was gonna have a big, huge wedding, which we're not, but if I was going to, I would make sure that a lot of people were disinvited so they would not come and start problems. And I would not hesitate to leave people out of my wedding. So I just think it's crazy that they just are like, well, I guess I have to deal with all this arguing and all these mean girls and all. Like, no, you don't. You don't have to deal with it. Get rid of them. Kick them out. Nope. So, like, that was just kind of irritating. A lot of this book feels cozy, like it's a cozy mystery, but then it has like a weird, I don't know if I can talk about it because it is kind of part of the story. So there's an element to the story that is so not cozy that it's kind of tonally shocking, because the book is supposed to be this cute, cozy mystery. And then this element gets dropped in and you're like, oh, we're just talking about that. Okay, that's interesting. And it's not super hardcore or like, whoa, but it's just funny because, yeah, it was just such a cozy mystery, and then all of a sudden we were talking about something like so different, and it was really weird to read about because I couldn't figure out what the tone of this book was supposed to be. I guess it's a cozy mystery with like some grit to it, but I don't know. It was weird for my brain to comprehend while I was reading. I don't know. I felt like the mystery was mediocre. I figured out who it was pretty early. I don't think it's that hard to figure out, especially if you read a lot of mysteries. It didn't feel like anything super complex or twisty or anything like that. I was like, yeah, of course it's that person. So, I mean, I think the mystery is a little bit of a letdown. If you're reading this solely for like the characters, I can kind of understand. For me, the characters were really flat. I felt like I didn't get to know any of them on a deeper level. I felt like Bailey, the main character, was really flat. She just didn't feel like she had a personality, honestly. She just kind of felt like one note. I don't know if we get more of her personality in the first book, so this one is just more, I don't know, it's less focused on that, but I mean, she has like all this family drama and you're getting all this lore about her dropped in the book, but she's just such a bland character, and I felt like she should be way more interesting. So it was a cute read. My favorite character is the dog. His name is Jack. He's adorable. I loved him. So he was really the best part of the story. It was okay. I'd give it like a 3-star. It was an easy read. I'm glad this is the book I'm ending the vlog on because it was like really simple and I didn't have to think too hard about it. But yeah, definitely not a new favorite, which is sad because this has all the elements for me to love it and it just didn't come together. So sadly, we are walking out of this vlog with nothing higher than a 3-star, which is horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh my gosh, these books did not work out for me and I'm so sad. It was still really fun to do this, and you know, right before getting married, I think it's like a silly fun thing to do, but yeah, the books were not very good. Not good at all, which sucks. So I don't know, maybe I need to read some different wedding books because this might be a bad omen. I'm just kidding. I'm not superstitious like that. These books just made me realize how good my marriage is about to be and how good my relationship is right now, because these people have some issues in these books, okay? A lot of issues. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me if you've read any of these or if you have any books that you think I should check out based off of my reviews. If you've read any of them, let me know what you thought. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. We can become friends, talk about books, horrifying books, thrilling books, romance books, manga, fantasy, all that good fun stuff. And with that being said, I hope you are having a great day, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!